So what this room is this is the daily life, and inside each of these containers they hold different sets of things. So a big part of the refugee experience was vocational training. So we put a bunch of certificates here, but we invite the community, if you've done vocational training, you can contribute like your certificates or your things, and we can build a digital library of all this stuff. And so these are certificate trainings. These are letters back and forth from America to VNI, and so if you have letters that you want to contribute, definitely feel free to. And this is just an example of how we can structure and organize things. These are traditional books that people use to learn how to read Hmong and other things, and so this is also another case that if you had learning materials from the 80s, from the refugee camps, you can contribute to this as well. And so through this room, it's just an example of a diagram of the potential, but then, if you guys have it, you can definitely add it. Like again, school, job training, getting food, and then family. A big part of the refugee camp experience is getting water. You don't have running water, and so water's done from wells. You only have 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening to get water. So people get up real early in the morning to wait in line just to access water. So although we take it for granted.
I've been wondering where this water sound has been coming from, so here it is.
And so this thing is to be immersive. So what we did is we put sounds in it to make it feel like it's really, really happening, And so we have ambient noises there, and then William took the thing of making a whole well here with
William Cha.
Yeah, William Cha.
William Cha, the guy who can build anything, and we know him. Yeah. Wow, he did a great job.
He did. To make it really, really real, and man, a lot of people come in here, they get really emotional, and they come in here and they pose with this because it's a big part of their life. Even little kids had to carry heavy amounts of water. So.
Oh, my kids cannot relate to this. They're like, what the heck is that little girl doing?
Yes, but there's nothing more powerful than just coming into an environment and you being completely immersed in it. So this is very, very powerful. This also is a painting done by To Her he's from Wisconsin. Got people getting up early in the morning to wait in line to get water. Beautiful. So very, very beautiful. The lighting is about right. And so at the end of this thing, the last room is the Leading for America room. So we chose to introduce it with a painting by Buma, and this is two lovers leaving the camps, and with the refugee camp, in the reflection of the bus.
Wow. Where's Buma from?
He's from Atwater. He's an artist that studied. He did his bachelor's at Academy of Arts, so professional artist who's really dedicated to it. And in this room, we staged it as like people in transit. So we have luggage, and we have boxes and things that people brought over from America. And this right here, it talks about leaving. So people thought they were never going to see each other again, and so they were really sad by the leaving. And people always treat leaving and separation as almost like a funeral, and so that's why they wailed and they cried like they were leaving, because they knew that they never see their relatives again. And it just shows people in transit going from the bus to the airport to different things. And our vision is, when we build our permanent place, to just seek out one of those buses and see if we can actually bring one into a permanent exhibit, actually have a physical bus, because all refugees who left Thailand, they all went on the buses, so I think we can definitely do it. And it closes off here with Where Did All the Refugee Goes, and these are Highlanders, meaning they're Hmong and Mien, and so, or like smaller Lahu and things like that, and so that's the total number that left, and that's the total number that came to America. And then these are all State Department records through Lionel and Matt Thompson.
Wow.
And then we color-coded it to show the different countries where all the refugees went.
Very nice.
Okay?
Okay.
But this is an immersive room where you come in, and then there's 3 10-foot screens. And so you're kind of immersed with all of the different people, seeing them at this scale with the ambient noises, the directional sounds. It makes you feel like you're back there in that time, with the music and everything. It really gives you a good feeling of what it's like there. This also shows the refugee camps, but we also use it as a vehicle and a space for artists to present their work. So when you'll go through the visual slides, but then this is all like showcasing different artists. You know, so these are different Hmong artists who may be out of the area, or they didn't want to bring their art, but they wanted to show their artwork here. So it's all presented digitally here as well. And this is a space in the future that if you're a performing artist and you wanted to use this space, you're free to use it. You know, the Legacy Project is about promoting artists and promoting the strength and beauty of community.
Very nice.
So, okay. And our last section here is the art exhibit. We talk about these are, I think her name is Chua Shong. She's a local artist here in Fresno.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Completely different style.
Yeah, looks like American Illustrator almost. You know, very very structured. This is Buma, and this is a very powerful piece. A lot of his work tends to be kind of almost political, but he talked about the alliance with America. Is it medicine or is it suicide? You know, so the alliance with America, and of course it's all rooted in the Jaffa. He has a lot of that affiliation with the Jaffa. His family was kind of big on the Jaffa thing too. But this is also another painting about Jaffa, and you know, he uses color very well to show kind of the frustration and almost like the mental state of Jaffa. So this is a real prominent one too, the Jaffa asking for help in the United Nations of America and things like that. So this is also another piece of that. This is Vang. He's one of our Hmongstory Forum team members as well. But this is a beautiful piece when you always think about, you know, women, and they're out in nature looking at the mountains, and then are they projecting their emotions into the mountains, and the mountains are crying, or if they see the world and it's the you know, the internal turmoil that's making the mountains cry. So that's really really cool. This is my friend Van Pang, who I studied graphic design with, but this is a very powerful piece about the first generation of Hmongs, you know, who arrived in America. And his sculpture, he chose to have the guy be blind in one eye, to be missing one ear, and to be have half of his lips sewn, meaning that.
So we just think it's random.
It's random, but it's a story. So he's missing an ear because he hears things, but he doesn't understand what he's hearing. He sees things, but he doesn't understand what he's seeing. And then he wants to articulate and vocalize his concerns, but
I never noticed that.
Because he only has one lip, so he can't really express himself. So this is a frustration of the first generation who arrived here, and they were already like late teenagers, and the frustration of trying to assimilate.
This was at Hmongstory 40.
Yes, it was.
I never knew. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It just takes a little bit of understanding the backstory.
You don't take the time to look at it.
Yes, there's a lot of powerful. What this exhibit really does, the art exhibit, is it shows the sophistication of art. You know? I think traditional art is something that has never really been valued in Hmong community, but
we just want straightforward stuff. Interesting.
This is a lady named Lu, and she grew up really inspired by Japanese culture and Japanese dolls. So she adapted Japanese dolls to have Hmong themes, and so this is her line of drawings that are influenced by Japanese dolls. But they look so unique. They almost look like those Russian dolls, but very very cute. And so wanted to showcase her work.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, very, very powerful. But this is like art thinking outside the box. You know, it's not traditional art that would be normally just hand drawings or something like that. This is Li Tu. He's a business owner, but he's one of the first people who tried skill screening, and one of the really, really old school artists, and we wanted to showcase some of his work. Then we end up back here with Buma's artwork here. And
we all know that.
This is very, this is what life was like, you know, for at least 10 years or so when Hmong people came here, and they all occupied apartments together, you know. And so you see a wedding happening, you see a shaman doing a soul calling, they're getting ready for New Year, the kids are playing with their chickens, auntie's gardening, with the chickens, kids are playing marbles, kids are jumping rope, the uncle who's always fixing the car in the alleyway, and the old guys who are practicing Keng. And so this is in Merced. And so this painting talks about a time in Hmong history when Hmong people lived in apartments together.
Wow.
And then this last piece talks about fleeing Laos and about how at times you couldn't really tell people you were leaving. You had to flee in the middle of the night because they would prosecute you if they knew you were leaving. And so they would travel, and through their travels, they would come across bases or checkpoints where there were military officials, and so they would just have to sneak by. And because kids who would cry, they would give away their position.
That kid way in the back.
Yes, they would give away their position, and so what they did is they would take a opium, and they would take a green leaf. They would put a drop of water on it, and then water down the opium, and just dab a little bit of the opium on their kids' lips to pacify them, to numb them out, so that they wouldn't cry, to give away the position. And if you just gave a little bit too much opium, your kid would just die. And so a lot of kids either passed away because of the opium or became kind of like mentally disabled because they were drugged with opium. And so this is a way of telling that story without, through an artistic form.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it? That's it, huh?
It's a lot to unpack.
That is.
Huge amount
it's been about an hour.
But take what you can use, and
I'm probably gonna the way I run and gun, and I just film, and then I give it the way it is, because I think the most important things to show people are just kind of in the common dialogue.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show a lot of stuff. What can you share with us a couple, like 1 or 2 gems that have occurred during this exhibit this New Year?
You know what I thought? When I came here, I thought that for sure I knew old people who came here, they would be very emotional, because this is us showing them that we see their story, we understand their story. But what really surprised me was that even a lot of young people were really moved by this, because they kind of sense and hunger for this. But man, even young people, we had another lady here who's worked at Stone Soup, but she brought her boyfriend, and he was just trying to thank me, and he was just like crying the whole time because he was so moved by it. It's a young kid, And young kids do come by here, and they do pay attention to this stuff. So
someone's gonna.
That's
some of these kids, I'm sure. I mean, they're gonna walk in here and they're gonna be like, "What? What is this?
Yeah.
This is me, but I don't even know this is me. I gotta start looking."
Yeah.
So, what can people do for Hmongstory legacy?
I think ever since Hmong people have come to America, they've always wanted to have a space that tells their story, and so I think what we're trying to work for is a permanent museum that, long after we're gone, our children's children will know their history, right, and will know their story, and that's what we're striving for here. So you can continue to follow our work, Hmongstorylegacy.com, and you can keep track of our work. If you are looking for something and you want to be more proactive and engaging and learning more about it, join our team. This is a perfect opportunity for you to find answers by using our project as a medium. So I invite you to, if you're passionate about history, passionate about community, definitely this is the best way to get right in the middle of it and make a difference.
What if someone is busy but they haven't run a business and they want to put money into Hmongstory for it to invest in it?
Yes, you can be a founder. There's a lot of way to give to this, and it's all tax deductible because it's 501c3 through our fiscal agent.
So this isn't like some huge, extravagantly funded thing. This is all grassroots.
This is all grassroots.
And Hmongstory still doesn't need a lot of financial help.
It still needs a lot of financial help, and this is because it's so ambitious. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar project if it's done the right way, but we have the resources in place, and that's what it's going to really take. It's going to take people with alignment, people with the passion to really preserve this thing, and bringing their skill set and bringing their reputation and bringing their resources together for the community to benefit from all this.
Laurie, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'll put this up, and I think people will enjoy it. Whoever can endure and watch this whole entire hour thing will get a lot from it. I think the people that are in Fresno and in California, piece of cake for us. But I venture to say there's people out of state or maybe out of country that would, this little hour rundown. I could have easily sat at that little document portion and flipped through there for an hour or two at least. And so there's a lot here. I thank you for all the great work you do, and looking forward to 23, 24, and then 25.
Yeah, so join us at 25. It's going to be a huge international exhibit, if you're from another country, another state, and you want the best resources, curated network package for your really neat, join us in 2025. It's to change your life.
Thank you so much, Lar.
Yeah.